Hello everyone, welcome to the video series on how to prepare for IELTS exam. Whether you are aiming to study abroad, boost your career or just challenge yourself, this video series is your ultimate guide to prepare for your IELTS test and get the desired score. Before we start, make sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss any of the valuable IELTS tips and study hacks. So here is the first video to help you know everything you need to prepare for IELTS listening test. Let's have a quick look at the IELTS listening test format. The listening test is the same for both IELTS academic test and IELTS general training test. You will need to answer 40 questions in response to 4 recordings in 30 minutes. And then you will have 10 minutes to transfer your answer to the answer sheet provided to you. You will listen to 4 recordings, which are a mix of monologues and conversations from a range of native speakers, and you will only hear each recording once. There are 10 questions for each part of the listening test. You will be tested for the main ideas and detailed factual information, the opinions and attitudes of speakers, the purpose of an utterance, and the ability to follow the development of ideas. Now we'll discuss each type of recording with the help of examples. Recording number 1 will be a conversation between 2 people set in an everyday social context. For example, a conversation between a shop assistant and the customer. Recording number 2 will be a monologue set in an everyday social context. For example, a speech about local facilities like transport facilities or medical facilities. A monologue is a long speech delivered by a person. Recording 3 will be a conversation between up to 4 people set in an educational or training context. For example, a university tutor and a student discussing an assignment. Recording number 4 will be a monologue on an academic subject, for example, a university lecture. Now we will look at the types of questions you are required to answer in the 4 sections of the listening test. The first type is multiple choice. Multiple choice questions can be answered with one correct answer or more than one correct answer. You need to read the questions very carefully to check how many answers are required. In a multiple choice question where you are required to choose one correct answer, like A, B, or C, you will be given a question followed by 3 possible answers, or the beginning of a sentence followed by 3 possible ways to complete the sentence. In a multiple choice question where you are required to choose more than one correct answer, you'll be given a longer list of possible answers and told that you have to choose more than one answer. Multiple choice questions are used to test a wide range of skills. You may be required to have a detailed understanding of a specific point or an overall understanding of the main points of the listening text. The second type is matching. You're required to match a numbered list of items for what you hear in the listening audio to a set of options on the question paper. The set of options may be a criteria of some kind. Matching assesses the skill of listening for detail and whether you can understand information given in a conversation on an everyday topic, such as identifying different types of hotel or guest house accommodation. It also assesses your ability to follow a conversation between 2 people. It may also be used to assess your ability to recognize relationships and connections between facts in the listening text. In the third type of questions, you will need to complete labels on a plan, for example, plan of a building, or a map, for example, a map of part of a town. Or you need to label a diagram, for example, a diagram of a piece of equipment. You can usually select your answers from a list on the question paper. This matching task assesses your ability to understand, for example, a description of a place, and to relate this to a visual representation. This may include being able to follow language expressing directions, for example, straight on, turn left, or opposite. The next type is a completion task. You're required to fill in the gaps in an outline of the part or of all the listening text. The outline will focus on the main ideas or facts in the text. This may be a form, which is used to record factual details such as names, addresses, telephone numbers, or a set of notes, which are used to summarize information using the layout to show how different items relate to one another, or a table, which is used to summarize information which relates to clear categories, for example, place, time, and price. And the next one is a flow chart, which is used to summarize a process which has clear stages with the direction of the process shown by the arrows. You will have to select the missing words in either way, from a list presented in the question paper or from the recording. You must keep to the word limit stated in the instructions and use the exact words you hear from the recording. The next type is sentence completion. In this sentence completion task, you are required to read a set of sentences summarizing key information from either all the listening text or from one part of it. You will then fill a gap in each sentence using information from the listening text. A word limit is given, for example, no more than one word and or a number. Sentence completion focuses on your ability to identify the key information in a listening text. You must understand functional relationships such as cause and effect. Once again, it is very important for you to read the instruction carefully to know the exact number of words you need to answer. Here is the last type of question, which is short answer questions. In the short answer question type, you are required to read a question and then write a short answer using information from the listening text. Sometimes test takers are given a question which asks them to list 2 or 3 points. A word limit is given, for example, no more than 2 words and or a number. If you use more than the word limit, your answer will be marked as incorrect, so check the word limit carefully for each question. Once again, the contracted words will not be tested. For example, I don't. The hyphenated words count as a single word. For example, policeman. The short answer focuses on the ability to listen for concrete facts such as places, prices, or times within the listening text. I hope by now you have a clear understanding of the IELTS listening test. For example, its format, number of sections, types of recordings, and the types of questions you're required to answer. Now we'll move towards the second part of the video, which will help you to prepare for IELTS listening test and get the desired scores. So let's get started. First things first, get familiar with the test format. Understand you'll be listening to a variety of accents and the recordings might include conversations, monologues, or even discussions. Knowing the structure helps you mentally prepare and anticipate what's coming. And if you have watched the first part of the video, I'm sure you have clear understanding of the format now. Believe me, active listening is a game changer. Train your ears to pick up key information such as dates, numbers, names, and keywords. While listening, take notes. These notes can be a lifesaver when you're answering the questions. The next thing you need to do is to develop your predictive skills. Before each section, quickly read the questions. This will give you a better idea of what to listen for. You'll be amazed at how this simple trick can make a significant difference in your accuracy. Time management is crucial. Each section has a fixed time and you don't want to get stuck on a single question. So if you're unsure about an answer, make a quick guess and move on. You can always come back if time allows. You also need to enhance your vocabulary. A rich vocabulary is your secret weapon. Listen to a wide range of English content, for example, podcasts, news, movies, and pay attention to how words are pronounced. This will not only help you understand better, but also improve your pronunciation. As we all know, practice makes perfect. So take as many mock tests as you can. This helps you get used to the time constraints and build your confidence. After each test, review your mistakes. Understanding why you got an answer wrong is as important as getting it right the next time. And lastly, on the day of the exam, stay calm and focused. Nervousness can cloud your listening ability. Take deep breaths, stay confident, and give it your best shot. You have prepared well. There you have it, our top 7 IELTS listening tips. Remember, as I always say, practice, preparation, and a positive mindset are your keys to success. If you found these tips helpful, give us a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button for more valuable content. Best of luck with your IELTS exam, and until next time, keep learning and growing. Happy learning to all!